That for Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization, then again for VMware vSphere. Next, I'll go to Administer Realms. In this case, I'm going to make a realm for Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization and another realm for the VMware vSphere provider. And here I'll map the actual data center from Rev as well as the Rev M provider to this realm. And next I'll repeat the same process for VMware vSphere. This will allow me to push my deployables to the different realms by selecting them later. We'll see that. It is also possible to create a single global type realm in which all these providers and different mappings are included. But for now, we're just going to have these individual realms. Next, take a look at hardware profiles. Now this profile here was automatically generated by EOLIS Configure. You just want to make sure that your providers are matched against this hardware profile. Now take a look at the actual application XML definition. Now this just contains a simple Python script which will gather information about the instance and display it on its web server. Now we're going to switch to a split screen here. On the bottom, I'm going to watch the logs for Image Factory. And up on top, we're going to actually build the different images based on this template. So we'll first start with building it for RevM. Once it builds, we want to push it to the actual provider. So we'll do that with the EOLIS image push command and that specific image ID. And now I'm going to flip over to the actual Rev environment so we can see the actions that take place as it's pushed. I have the REST API up here so we can see some of the debugging output. You can also see this on the RevM console. Now the image will be imported as a template into the export domain and then moved over into the storage domain so that it can be used to instantiate VMs. Now I'll use EOLIS image build to rebuild that same application template, but this time for the vSphere provider. And again, I'll take that image ID once it's completed and push that to vSphere. And likewise, I'll flip over to the actual vSphere environment so we can watch what happens as this is pushed. Now, see, there are a couple of images already out there. Then we'll see this one comes in. And now these are ready. So the next thing we have to do is build deployables out of these. So I'll start by creating one for RevM and add that image ID in there. And then I'll do the same thing for vSphere. I'll grab the image ID and add it to the XML template. Now these are on one of my web servers. So what I'll do then is go back to the EOLIS interface under Administer Suggested Deployables. And I want to create my two deployables. Now these will point to the URL of where these XML definitions are available. So I'll just create one for RevM. I'm going to call that use case 2, RevM, and then I'll repeat that process for use case 2 vSphere. Now I'm going to launch a custom Python application. This is just a simple script that will contact EOLIS Conductor and grab a list of deployments and scan for any running ones. In this case, we don't have any.